Here we are. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and beautiful badass souls. We are again in our spark of inspiration energy. And today with us is amazing Akashic Records reader and so much more. Nims! Nims,
Hi, I'm
welcome.
glad to be here. I'm excited to be here.
Welcome to the party. We had like what, a month ago, we had a session because I got your name by my friend, like my mutual friend, Jennifer Hill. And she was like, oh, you gotta meet Nims. You gotta, if you are curious about your Akashic records, you gotta meet Nims. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take it.
Beautiful. I love it.
And yes, it was definitely absolutely incredible experience and you gave me so much clarity, and this is also the reason that I invited you today, because I want to shine a light on who you are and your gifts. And
Thank you. I'm looking forward
also,
to it.
yeah, it's really my pleasure, and I'm so happy for everyone, who will be like, based on this video or based on
Yeah.
the information that we will put out, that they will expand their awareness about Akashic records and they will contact you. So, okay, where should we start? Let's start first a little bit about yourself. So, just, like, who are you and what is your mission? And then, for example, like, how did you get into this world, of Akashic records?
Sure.
And then we can talk about my experience as well. So it will be super practical.
Sure. Yeah, let's jump in. So, to give you a bit of background to me, and by the way, you have beautiful, amazing energy. You're probably going to find a bit of a calmer energy from me, but still, it's all good.
Take it.
So
Here, this is your space.
100%. So I very much started out in the corporate space, right? I was very mental. I was very focused. I was determined to become CEO of the world, and I was doing really well. This would have been about, oh God, I'm going to say show my age, but maybe 30 years plus. And I was doing really well. I was, had a nice role, nice company car, whatever. And a friend of mine thought I was doing too well. And, this is where soul contracts come in, right? So she decided to do some dark magic on me. I didn't have any of it. I didn't have any knowledge of this stuff. And it led me to be maybe about out of work for a couple of years, struggling, um, and in a dark place, but I didn't know why. And then I was guided through it. I was guided to meet another religious lady. A friend said, "Can you come with me to see this?" I said, "Sure." And it's when I saw that lady, she looked at me and said, "Somebody's done something to you." And that was the first time I got like an image in my head of what had been done, who'd done it. Freaked me out a little bit. And the lady that I met, she's like, "I can't fix it for you, but I can help you. I can send off to India." I took me a bit of time, but eventually I agreed. She sent off. They did a fire ceremony for me. They sent me the ashes in a little casket. I wore that. A couple of days, I got an interview for a director of role. Within a few days after that, I got the role. All of that's great. But more importantly, it opened me up to spirituality. It made me realize that no matter how much I focus mentally, there's so much more happening around me. And it opened me up to a whole different world. And obviously, the person that did it is not in my world. Why would she be? But I recognize that I had a soul contract with her for her to do that for me to open spiritually. So I don't hold any negativity, any animosity. It's all good, right? And then for a while, I was looking for courses, teachers. Give me a meditation, give me a course, and I'll be fixed, right? I'm sure we've all been there. After a while, I realized that I don't need fixing, right? All the love, all the joy, all the energy, everything I need is inside me. And it led me to start to work with my mentor, my friend Sidri Jeffrey. She helped me to understand the healer I am, the power of my energy, my vibration. I supported her events in Mexico, Hawaii, India, UK, Spain, wherever. And I really thought together as a group we were going to raise the consciousness of the planet together. But as the journey would have it, as fate would have it, she passed away in a fire, aged only 38 years old in March 2020. So
Oh,
as the lockdown hit, but I
my
quickly realized
condolences.
that
Yeah.
one, she could help many more people where she is, and she's exactly where she's meant to be. But she became a spiritual guide to me on the other side. And she's the one that pushed me to learn how to read Akashic records. I'd heard about the records, but I didn't really know much about them at the time. So I started listening to podcasts. Eventually, I learned and got trained on how to read the records in a certain way. I've changed it to my own style. Um, and the records are a journey of what your soul's been through. Prior life, current life, future life, past lives, everything about you energetically is stored in the records. And I only learned the records because I wanted to understand my contract with Sidra. I knew we weren't done. I knew we still had work to do. And I understood that she does the work on the other realms and supports me in this realm. So it gave me a deeper understanding of my soul contract with Sidra. And it's such a beautiful experience. I started reading for friends. I've now since read for thousands. But I got the message in the records that my voice is my gift. And this is where I started the podcast. So I started the podcast. Sidra left this realm in March 2020. I started my podcast in October of that year. And I sort of named it after her. It has her initials. Spiritual Journey. It's called Spiritual Journey, Path to Awakening. And her initials are Sidra Jeffrey. So it has her energy or vibration in it. She was all about the awakening. She's written a book about the awakening. So kind of honored to hear, even if it's my energy, my vibration, I feel like she supports it.
Is there. Mm-hmm.
And, the podcast is now, started as a passion project. I now do 2 episodes a week. Really, my objective is to simplify spirituality and guide people on their journey. It's now in the global top 2% of all podcasts. So it's been great. Thank you. And the journey kind of took me, the mentorship program I do for so many since, I channeled it through the records. I stayed in the corporate world. You saw it as a way of funding my dreams, but I left the corporate world a few years ago. Not that there's anything wrong. It was a great company. I worked with great people, but I just didn't fit into that world anymore. So I left that world and now dedicated to guiding people on their journey. I do either through this sort of stuff, through mentorship, through the podcast, through public speaking. I get to do whatever I want to do. And I'll always say my purpose is anyone I connect with, I want to leave them better than I found them.
Yeah.
That
And you're
means I can
doing
do
that
anything.
already.
That
Oh
means
my
I can do
gosh.
anything. I'm not restricted. Why do we want to restrict ourselves to one purpose? I can do anything, right? So, yeah, that's me. I don't know if it's
I
a
love
longer
it.
explanation, but I feel like energetically people kind of get the feel of who I am with my sharing that story. So
Thank you. Thank you
thank
for
you for the
sharing.
platform. Yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you for allowing me to.
Yeah, I mean, no brainer, seriously. So, yeah, let's talk about my experience.
Let's
So,
do it.
would you be so kind and just explain a little bit what is happening? So, I was like, okay, I have a few questions, or, like, just tell me what I need to know. Like, what is happening? What is the process? Like, where are you
Sure. So,
connecting? And so people understand. I know
so
now, but I want that
yeah,
people
no, that's
understand.
fine. So when I first connected with the records, I kind of saw it as more of like a library. I take you to the library, you pick up a couple of your past lives, and we go through it. And then over time, I saw it as more of a cloud, and now I see it as everywhere. So the records have allowed me to visit so many realms. The records. A lot of people see the records as a way of getting answers. For me, they're a way of building a deeper connection to my guides. And when I do a personal reading like I did for you, what I'm doing is I'm connecting with your guides and channeling a message for you. And in many ways, I'm a vessel for the message. I don't change it. I don't filter it. Whatever your guides want to share, they share. And I'll always say you got what you need rather than what you want, right? Because our mind wants all the answers, right? Wants to know, okay, why am I here? Give me this plan, right? Give me this plan of these 17 steps, and I'll be exactly where I'm meant to be. And it's kind of like your guides aren't going to stop you having a human experience. So if you're meant to go through something painful, they're not going to stop it, but they'll give you insights into what your lessons are for that, kind of what karma you brought into this life, maybe what past life energy you brought into life, any insights into what you're doing next, and it just gives you a deeper understanding of who you are.
Yeah.
And it's a blessing, right? I mean, you're giving me access to your energy, your vibration, to your soul. So for me, it's the time I'm least human and most connected to source. I'm not really there as a physical, right? I don't. A lot of time, if you ask me about your reading and what came through, it's your reading. It's not mine, right?
Yeah.
So, whatever came through for you came through for you, and if I retain any information afterwards, that information is actually a message for me. Because sometimes when I'm healing others, it's healing for me too, right? So,
Yeah.
but a lot of the time I won't remember the message because I'm not meant to, right? So I
Yeah.
don't know if that describes the journey. The other thing I'll say is I feel like anyone that connects with me, it's a soul contract, right? We were meant to connect. There's a divine timing to when you get a reading. There's a divine timing to anyone that does mentorship. There's nothing missing, but a lot of the time, you've done a lot of the pre work and you're ready to receive a deeper understanding of who you are.
Yeah.
And in many ways, it's I'm not going to tell you anything you don't know, but it's a deeper level of knowing.
Absolutely. And also, what I would like to emphasize is, people who have been on this path for a while, for example, they tried a lot of stuff already. It's not trying, it's just, the part of the journey.
Sure.
So it's like, I can say, I already got a lot of information about myself, but the calling that I felt to contact you and to get in touch with you, and like how I felt after this reading, like even during already,
I'm
when we
sure.
were
I'm
like, when
sure.
I was listening to it and connecting also, it was next level. So it was,
Good.
even though we think, oh yeah, I already know, I already like, I don't need that. Or like, I was tapping into Akashic records already by myself or whatever. But if you feel the calling, just
100%.
go for it, like just, yeah, just take it, because I'm so grateful that, I'm in this position now, and like I'm in this space that I really follow this voice, and like no matter what. And yeah,
Yeah,
it really makes a difference.
yeah, and I always say, look, if my voice resonates with you at a heart level, then reach out. Like
Yeah.
it's not about a mind decision, right? Because the mind is very human. It's the heart and soul. So if my words, my voice resonates, it's not even my words, but if my voice resonates, then I would say reach out.
Yeah.
You know,
It's the resonance. Yeah. It's the
100%. It's
vibration.
it's a soul
Yeah.
contract, right? It's that deep connection
Amazing.
of
So Nims,
I was meant to guide you as an example. It was
yeah.
something that
Uh,
and Jen was the connection point. Beautiful soul. That's what she kind of does. But
yeah.
and it was divinely timed.
So grateful. Because you like the information that I received, they liberated me. They really liberated me. And, I kind of, had like bits and pieces even before, but like exactly in this time, exactly this information that I received, it was like, oh my God, okay. Like massive amount of weight, like was lifted like from my shoulders, from, my system. So
I love it.
that
I
was
love it.
massive. That was,
And
and I
it's
had
it's
to integrate
yeah.
it for like a month or something, of
Yeah,
course.
and that's the thing. And the thing is, the reality is the words are important, but
Yeah.
there's vibrations and energies and work
Yeah.
being done behind the scenes that you don't need to know about.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
You
just
told me that. I mean, my
yeah,
guys told me, like, you don't need to understand. Why are you asking? You don't need to
yeah. Well, it's the
understand.
mind because the ego is just going to try and stop it and get it. There's
Yeah.
no control needed. It's the trust. And once you let go, if you try and fight it, that's where the pain comes in. And
Yeah. This is our
it
human.
is, yeah, it's the human
Yeah.
wants to know, right? The human wants to control. And right now, the human can feel there's so much happening, wants to
Yeah.
control everything, and it has really control of nothing. So the more
Yeah.
you can just like let go and just trust, I'm sure when you listen to the recording, you felt the different vibrations and energies
Few
moving in the
times.
words. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it is, because the words touch your soul in a certain way, but
Yeah.
then vibrations, energies behind the scenes, I affect you in a different sort of way. And also, my intention when I open your records is to guide you to build a deeper connection to your guides. I
Mm-hmm.
want you to build that deeper connection, almost to a point where you don't need me, right? You have such a beautiful connection to your guides that it's built. So my intention during a session was to really guide you to build that deeper connection, so you feel that sense of connection.
Yeah.
Because our guides, we put them on a pedestal. We think they know everything. They really don't. It's a partnership. They're
I
learning
love that.
just as we are,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. Exactly what you just said now. This is the game changer. This is something that everybody should know, because we are putting our spirit guides on the pedestal, like they know everything. They're gonna fix everything. Like if I ask them, like they know they have all the answers. But it's not really like that. Like you said, they
It's a
need us
partnership.
just as
Yeah.
much as we need them. Yeah.
What they need us to be human, right?
Yeah.
They're not the ones on this in this human realm doing all the work. We're doing the work,
Exactly.
and of
Yeah.
course we need their guidance. So it's a co-creation. It's a partnership. And do they have a lot of answers? Yes, they do. Do they know everything? No, they don't.
Yeah.
And they evolve. I feel
Wow.
like they evolve as we do. So as our energy, our vibration shifts, as the veil for who we are becomes thinner, they evolve, they change, they upgrade. I like how, for now, I feel like so many of us are accessing our deeper ancestors that we haven't had access to before. So I feel like we're getting some deeper knowledge that's starting to open up because of what's happening on the planet. So it changes, evolves. It's a partnership, and you know, your guys will give you what you ask them for. So let's say, as an example, you want to test them. You say, you know what, today I want to see, I don't know, I want to see an eagle. But in your head, you're like, they're never going to show me an eagle. I live in the UK. What the hell am I going to see an eagle, right? They will give you what you asked for. So if you ask to see an eagle, but in your mind you say it's never going to happen, they'll be like, okay, he wants this never to happen. Let's give him that. Whereas if I'm open to it, who knows? I might see an eagle on the back of a truck. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
Might see
Yeah.
an eagle on the TV. Who knows? And it's just like it's our expectations of what our guides can do and how the message is going to be delivered that sometimes stops us from really feeling that connection.
Wow.
If we could just trust, it's not
Yeah.
like our mind wants proof, right? It's like kind of wants it in a box. And plus, our guides have jokes. They have a
And
sense of humor too.
expectations.
Well, they have
Yeah.
jokes too, right? They send us messages in the funniest ways. It's like I feel like it's a game for them too, right? How can they expand us? How can they teach us differently today? It's all fun.
Yeah.
We're on this planet to have fun, not always to be heavily serious. Yes, there's growth. Yes, there's learning. Yes, there's expansion. But it's also fun.
Yeah. Expectations. This is also like human thing. Like on the other side, they don't have expectations.
No, 100%.
Nobody
Yeah.
expects anything from us.
No. There's no.
Yeah.
But it's our expectations are human. It's the ego that puts expectations in, right? And it's that it's our expectations of oh, I expect it to be in this house or this place or this situation or married with kids with a big home, whatever. It's our expectations. And what if our guides have such a bigger, different plan for us, but it's because our expectations we can't see the magic that's happening for us.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling you not to manifest. I'm telling you to manifest, but let go of how these things are delivered, because we
Of
expect to
outcome.
manifest. Yeah, and but it's like, how is it going to get there? When's it going to get here? The other thing to bear in mind is I feel like time is a human concept. So who's to say we're not running parallel lives all at the same time? Who's to say a past life is not running at the same time as this life? And time, it's like sometimes when we ask them for a time-based question response, time is human. So there's so many other factors involved. So it's our expectations of when things are going to be delivered. Who knows, right?
What are your thoughts on planning?
On planning. See, right now, I would say we have really little control on our long term, and I would say plan, have the next steps in line, but be open to a different way of being. Be
Hmm.
open to a different, to don't be so rigid on. I need to do this step. I need to, and really just focus on the next step, because it's like, if you feel the current energy, we don't know what's around the corner. I mean, look at the
Yeah.
last few years,
Everything is
probably
changing
since
so fast.
yeah,
Hmm.
since 2018, right? I feel like the beginning of a cycle, and who predicted COVID? Kind of, for me, COVID. Yes, I know there's key workers and it impacted a lot of people, but for the majority of us, for me, it was Mother Nature saying, "Okay, you guys are all saying you don't have time to heal. Okay, I'm going to give you time to heal. I'm going to send you all to the naughty corner. You either heal or you don't, and that's okay, right? Whatever you pick, you picked." And I feel like this is what's happening now: is the planet is shifting so much that we have a choice of getting lost in the noise on the planet, or choosing to do the internal work.
Mm.
Kind of get lost in if you want to put labels on it, lost in the 3D compared to 5D, conscious, unconscious. We have a choice, and some ways, some for some of us, it's going to be somewhere in the middle. But it's as long as you choose to do the work, internal work, then I feel like. Whereas if you choose to get lost in the noise, that's a choice too. That's where I feel you're going to get stuck. And I feel like our role is to have a foot in both camps and to be the bridge, to set the example, not to force anyone to change, because who are we to force people to change, but to be the bridge and guide people and let them know they have a difference. So as we raise our vibration, we give others the opportunity to do the same. We don't force them. And this is what happens when we do the work is we raise our vibration. The people around us, some of them will do the same, others won't. And it's the ones that don't do the same that potentially naturally fall away. Hold on to them, then we have to lower our vibration to be in their space. This is why I'm really recommending everybody right now, just look at your soul family. What I mean by that is the people you choose to have in your world. And really ask yourself that question. Do I have to be somebody else to be in that space? Do I have to lower my vibration? Or do they uplift me? Do they allow me to be me? Or do I need to be somebody else to be in that space? And if you have to change yourself or lower your vibration, I would challenge you to change your soul family. And your blood family, it's always good to remember that you pick your blood family to expand you, not always to love you. It's our expectations that our parents should love us, our siblings should love us. Sometimes we have a contract with them where they're meant to teach us something, expand us, but not love us. So it's your expectations of your friends, your family. It's also you remembering an old version of you. The old version of you may have loved these people, and not. And the old version of you may have loved going to do certain things, watching certain programs, having certain conversations, but that version of you doesn't exist anymore. But we hold on to that version. Like what you feed yourself right now is so important. It's not. I just don't mean the food. Of course, the food's important, but what you watch, what you read, who you spend your time with. Right now, it's really important that you keep your vibration high. So if all those things are lowering your vibration, it's going to be difficult for you to shift into this new paradigm. So be unapologetically put you first. Do what's in your best interest, and don't apologize for it.
Yeah.
And by the way, that doesn't mean you don't go out your way for other people, but if you choose to go out your way for other people, do it because it makes you feel good. Do it for you, not the other person. This phase is all about you. You've got to make it. It's actually you're being selfish if you don't, because when you put you first, you're raising your vibration.
Mm-hmm.
And you're helping those around you. So if part of your mission is to help those around you, then put you first, because then your vibration becomes higher and you can help so many more people.
Yeah. And we like with being ourselves. So when we are who we are with this authentic energy, we are showing people that it's safe to be
100%.
authentic, because a lot of people,
Yeah.
they don't feel safe to express themselves fully and
100%.
to show who they
Yeah.
are. So
We are setting an example. 100%.
yeah.
100%. And, I mean, if you have family, if you have kids, again, if you're always putting other people first, what example are you setting for them? Because I feel like this generation, we've chosen to heal so much ancestral karma so that the next generation don't have so much karma to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to set them a real good example of putting themselves first, putting ourselves first, because then what we're doing, we're training them to do the same.
We're doing it for the team, like
Well,
my
yeah,
guide
we
said.
are. I mean, ultimately, we're doing it for ourselves, but it has such a wider impact because we're all part of
Yeah.
one anyway, right? We're all part of one
Yeah.
consciousness, and that's a whole different conversation. But we've got to shine our own individual light to enable the community to do the same.
Yeah. And what was really powerful when I got the message that I also wrote on LinkedIn, That I'm not here to be liked. I'm not here to be accepted. Um, because I am here to expand people, to activate people, to expand people, and that's not always comfortable.
Yeah,
And
100%.
yeah, I embrace that, but I know that a lot of people are so afraid to be, outcasted, like that they don't
Yeah,
belong
100%.
somewhere. I mean,
Yeah,
when we weirdos come together,
yeah. I
we
mean,
you know
this
we
is the
belong, like
phase.
there, this is our
Yeah.
space.
And this is the phase we're in right now, right? Is we're shifting from divine masculine to divine feminine. Masculine was all about egos, putting all these people on the pedestal, and now we're moving to divine feminine, which is all about shifting from I think to I feel,
Hmm.
shifting from the head to the heart, and really embracing communities instead of individuals. And this is all about communities now. It's all about a co-creation, and you know we are here as expanders. And look, as humans, we have two basic needs. We want to be loved and we want to avoid pain. So our need to be loved and our need to be accepted is actually primal. It's in our DNA. So, but then when we accept a role to be an expander, then we're here to break the mold, and that's going to mean that sometimes people not going to like us.
Yeah.
People are not going to agree with us, and that's okay. Not everybody's for me, right? There's probably some people listening and say, "Well, I'm not sure what this guy's talking about." That's okay. I don't really mind. I don't, pardon my language. I don't really care, right? It's not what I love the phrase. What other people think of me is none of my business. I
Yeah.
can't control what you think of me. If you feel my intention, great. If you don't, okay. My intention is to guide people, to help people, to hold their space. And if you resonate with that, great. If you don't, great.
Yeah, my
But I
new
know,
mantra was, so I love people. I absolutely love people, but I don't really care what people think of me.
yeah. I mean, I would switch it around because it's like what you say first is almost your love for people. Just be careful it doesn't override your need to shine your light unconditionally because you're here to break the mold. And
Yeah.
actually, the
Thank you for a
mold
reminder.
that we're breaking in has been here for centuries, right? The one that we says that we need to put everybody else first, put ourselves last. It's like it's ingrained in us to. It's almost like people call us selfish when we put ourselves first. You're being selfish. Okay, you're being
Yeah.
selfish. You know
This
what?
is
I'm being
how we were
selfish.
taught.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
but
but it's
it's
not
not
even
like
just
that.
this generation. It's
Hmm.
centuries. So it's like it's layered. We have all this programming that comes from centuries and centuries of. And I said our DNA is we want to be loved. So our DNA says our deeply ingrained programming that comes from multiple lifetimes says that we should put everybody else first because we want to be loved and we want to avoid pain. And it's like, well, hold on, if we're an expander and we're going to upset people, then that's going to mean pain. So it's like our two basic needs, the need for love and the need to avoid pain, we are trying to reprogram that. So we're going against our DNA, which is why it requires sometimes effort to put you first. Because you're going against not just your upbringing, your inner child, you're going against centuries and centuries of, which is why there's so many expanders here at this time. There's so many people here that are not following the rules because we need all of these people to break
To change it,
centuries and
to
centuries and
shift it.
centuries of programming, right? This is what we're here to do.
Yeah. By the way, April and John, that they are together, I mean, they are today here, they are also expanders.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure that you're here for a reason. I can feel it for
They are
sure.
here for a reason.
For sure.
Um,
Using your
Nims,
voice, using your energy and your vibration
yeah,
unapologetically.
exactly. So, one more question. Like, how can our community support you, and who would you like to meet? Like, who is your ideal, I'm not going to say client, but co-creator, or like, what kind of people are you calling into your world?
Ultimately, anybody that's going through a shift, and anyone that's kind of, you can call it an awakening. There's lots of human labels, right? Dark night of the
Hmm.
soul. People typically are attracted to me when they're going through a massive shift. It's like you've done the pre-work, you're ready for a massive shift, and that's when people tend to find me. So I, Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, if my voice resonates, maybe we have a soul contract. And I feel like everybody on the planet is going through something right now. And it's those that are ready to do the work internally.
Hmm.
I have a beautiful mentorship program which I channeled it through the Akashic Records, and for me, it's a game changer, right? I for 12 weeks I get to work with somebody one to one, really hold their space and release all the programming to truly understand who they authentically are. I never tell you what to do, because who am I to tell you what to do? But I intuitively hold your space while you're going through a shift. And you know, I mean, I attract people from corporate, from so many different angles. It's not really about your age. It's not about your profession. It's more about where you are as a human and a soul. And if you feel like you're here to do something different, ultimately, I attract people who don't belong, who are not meant to be on this planet, who feel like they don't fit in. They've tried so hard to fit in, and kind of have that angst of I really try to fit in, but I don't fit in. And sometimes you're comfortable not fitting in, but sometimes you still want to try it, and that's okay. But I guide people to understand you're not meant to fit in. Because if you're here to do something different, why do you want to fit in? It's just that. But it is challenging. I mean, it's. I wouldn't say it's complicated, but it's not always easy. Because if you're going against the grain, you're going against your upbringing, you're going against your family, whatever their expectations of you, and all that sort of stuff. It sometimes can be expanding.
Yeah.
But we've all picked expansive lives, right? If you listen to this, you've picked an expansive life. You've been through something to get to this space. You fought hard to be this version of you. And do you take time to be proud of who you are? Because the other thing we keep doing is we keep comparing ourselves to our old version of ourselves. I mean, I had a client today, and she was like, I'm this star sign. I'm like, your star sign doesn't really matter, because the human may be I'm an Aries, right? The human may be an Aries, but the soul isn't. The soul has no star sign. It's like,
Yeah.
so don't argue for your human traits, because you're keeping yourself stuck in that version of you.
That's such a
So,
good point, because people are very limited. Like at first, it's a really good tool, to have.
of
For
course,
example, all this from astrology, human
yeah,
design, whatever,
it gives
whatever.
you an
But
insight into the human, 100%. I'm not telling you not to use
exactly,
it.
like with human, it's amazing. But like at some point, like you go beyond that, because when you step into this awareness, like really when you step into the power that we are limitless, like we are multidimensional energy beings with limitless power to create our reality that goes beyond
Yeah, 100%. And we
all
use
these
all that
concepts.
information because you did incarnate into the physical body. So if that information is valid. So don't get
Yeah,
me wrong. Astrology. Then you got Western and Eastern astrology.
yeah,
Human design. All of that gives you an insight into the human, and you did incarnate, so it is valid. So I'm not telling you not
yeah,
to ignore it, but don't make it your story.
yeah.
Don't
Don't put it on pedestal. Yeah, do not like
well, yeah, because
worship.
yeah, because the other thing we do is like, we compare ourselves to, I've always been like this, and use language. Like your language gives you such a clue. If you
Yeah,
if you find yourself saying, "Yeah, I'm always been like that," I always take things too emotionally. Well, you're comparing yourself to your old self.
yeah.
That version of you doesn't exist anymore. So what you're doing, and sometimes what it is your old self trying to pull you back. But you've got to. It's like the stages of healing for me. Our first stage is always awareness. So when you become aware that you're using this type of language, it helps you. And then the next stage is acceptance. So I guide people to become much more aware. Acceptance, I guide people to, but it's more of an individual. You have to accept this version of you. I
Hmm.
can't force you to be. I can help you to become more aware. And how do you become more aware? You change your question. If you're going through something, instead of like, I knew this was going to happen, it always happens to me, this Mercury's in retrograde again. Oh, all that is a story, right? And if you change your story and say, how is this serving me? Whatever you're going through, it's the universe trying to teach you something. It's trying to expand you. And I'm not, last week was all these planets in Aries and the biggest shift ever and all that sort of stuff. I'm not telling you to ignore that stuff, but you can leverage it. So if you know the planet's going through a massive shift, you can piggyback off that energy and say, okay, you know what, I'm going to ride this wave. Because if you can feel a shift and the planet's going through a shift, you're like, okay, I get it. And if you start fighting it, you start, no, you know what, I'm this version of me, I'm not going to change. That's when the universe has to give you a little nudge, give you a little push, give you a kick. And if you're still not listening, then it becomes a big kick, right? So, the more you can just let go of your expectations and right, this is a phase where we really need to ask the human and the ego to take one step aside and to trust the spirit. Because the spirit and the soul, whatever you want to call it, is excited. Your soul has worked lifetimes to be here. At this time, when the planet is going through this shift, it's a blessing. But the human wants to control it. The human's scared. You ask the human, do you love change? A lot of humans would say, yeah, I love change. But the reality is, we love change when we see it coming. We know what it's going to look like. When change is coming and we don't know what it looks like, it's scary. It's unsettling. Which is why the human right now wants to control everything, and the human controls nothing.
It's silly human.
But again, we need it all. So it's like a lot of people say, kill the ego. No, the ego is trying to keep you safe. It's not about killing the ego. It's about taking its power away. Mm-hmm. It's about light and dark. We all have darkness in us. And we have to embrace the darkness. You push your darkness away, you're giving it power. If you embrace it, then what you do is you take its power away. It's like having two kids and just loving one of them. I only love the light one. I don't love the dark one. I mean, it's like you have two kids. You got you love it, and it's part of who you are. That. Your ego is part of who you are. So it's just like embracing it. Talk to your ego. Sometimes I ask clients to give your ego a funny name, right? Give it Donald Duck, Bugs Bunny, whatever, right? And then it allows you to have a fun conversation with your ego.
Yeah.
And by the way, I feel something in my throat, so I'm feeling like there's a few
No
people.
worries.
No, I feel like there's a few people. Maybe it's time for you to speak your truth. Maybe it's time to share more about who you are. Maybe it's time. I'm not apologizing, by the way. It's just, sorry, not sorry. When I'm feeling something in my physical body, it's normally a message for me to share. Either it's a message for me or a message to share. And, if you're feeling something in your throat, then it's probably a message that you need to stand up in your truth. You need to share your truth. And by the way, speaking your truth isn't about speaking with anger. It's about speaking with love, but speaking from the heart. And letting go of the other person hearing you. You can't control what the other person hears. So when I'm sharing, I'm just focusing on one person. If one person hears what I'm saying and I make a difference to them, then I've achieved my objective for the day. Mm-hmm. I can't control hundreds of millions of people. Well, maybe I can, but I don't. My intention is the one person, right? And, it makes it easier.
We are like bathing and flowing in this energy that you're emitting. It's so good. You. It's so good. Yeah.
Thank you.
April, yeah, like let's let's open the mic for our guests as well. John and April, would you like to chime in a little bit?
Putting you on the spot.
Yay.
Use your voice. Always. I love it.
Yeah, I'm just basking over here in gratefulness for allowing us to join your call. Thank you very much to both of you. This is the conversation I want to be having all the time. So if I wasn't here, I'd be having it with myself because I just absolutely love the topic. My husband and I are both shamanic practitioners.
Beautiful.
And are deep into the passion of shamanic breath work facilitating. And having one another is just really creates a whole nother level as well. And so not only being able to do the breath work for other people to its fullest, but for each other has been just magical. And I've been really deep into many modalities, but that one is where I want to be on Saturday afternoon. And so having a husband that can help me do that or vice versa, we're able to have quite a few treatments for one another over the last few years.
That's beautiful.
And I have been able to access my guides full on and have really, grown with the passion of going into the breath work with intention of meeting them and spending time with them in different ways. And it's just gotten stronger and stronger, where even the last one was like, that's what I did. The whole breath work was lay down in a cave and be healed by them. You know, it was just fantastic. And so I am really happy to hear you explain everything and all of you that you have to say. I really look forward to listening to some podcasts.
Please do.
Yep, but back to the description of your description of accessing our guides through the records. You know, it was already, I told Anya, it's been knocking on my door for a long time. I did access the library once in a breath work. It was someone else's breath work. It was very short. And so as I stood in this gorgeous, you know, dark library, you know, it was just like went on forever. I couldn't believe, like, I saw the pillars.
Been there, yeah.
Yeah, and the one little light, and I followed the light and the pillars, and it just went on into infinity, the files, and then the side door opened, and my guides were like, you have to go now. And I was like, but I just got here. And it was because the facilitator was indeed finishing her session. And so between that and this experience recently and what you have to share with us, I just am driven more and more to enjoy your work. Thank you for coming, and thank you for sharing very much. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. And honestly, I feel like everybody has touched the records in some kind of way. They're a label, right? As humans, we love labels. And the records for me are a label of connecting with the other realms, connecting with your guides. So if you've channeled a message, if you've done a meditation, then in some way you've probably touched the records. When you connect with the reader, whoever you're assigned to, you're giving them permission to go deeper. So it's like you're giving me permission to hold your space while you go deeper into your records. I'm very, in many ways, a vessel, because the mind gets in the way, right? And it's like, you know, even when you experience the records, there's a part of you, oh my God, let me stay. And it's just like, they're going to show you what you're ready to hear. Mm-hmm. So you receive what you're ready to hear, because you know, the human wants to know everything, but the human can't take everything. It's like, whatever's coming in the future, we know it's going to be different. We know it's going to be expansive, but we only get glimpses of it, right? Mm. Because I feel like if they show us everything, maybe it's going to blow our mind, you know? So, and then, you know, then you talk about AI. I don't really worry about AI. It's just, for me, it'll be whatever you want it to be. All these things will be, you know, if you want AI to take over your job, it will. You know, people are using it to replace the spiritual work, which for me is just another way spiritual bypass, right? So you can use it as an extension, but you can't use it to replace. And just like, you know, breath work, I had a podcast guest just yesterday. I was recording a pod, and she, you know, just talking about the power of breath, and just so powerful. I mean, this spiritual journey isn't complicated. Didn't say it was easy. It's just not like simple things like the breath. It's prana, it's energy, it's vibration, it's life force. It gives you such a deep connection to your guides. It's just, and it opens you up to a different connection to you, because this physical body is the vessel for your soul, right? So it's important. And just learning the deep breath work allows you to connect to you at an even deeper level. And all of these modalities, right? Akashic records, breath work, for me, they're not. The Akashic records isn't who I am. It's a modality that I have access to. Mm-hmm. Who I am is my light, my vibration. Mm-hmm. So when you do the breath work, what you're doing is you're opening up your ability to channel to your guides to a whole different level. Because what you're doing is you're using your physical body to open up to be a much bigger light. Mm-hmm. So therefore you can channel to a much deeper level. I love it. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. And the fact you can do it with your husband is like, wow, I love it. That's such a beautiful co-creation.
Thank you. Yeah, and I've gotten a little spoiled with it. That was where I was going, because I'm like, oh, let's do it. Let's do this. Let's, you know, all kind. Oh, the word I just dropped it. But being able to access past life programming, you know, in all of these. So that's why when this came with the records, that's why I'm just got my hands up, because I'm ready to jump in. And you're a beautiful vessel, and this really shows that you are where you should be and doing what you should be doing for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. I love
I'm
what I get
so
to do.
grateful. So thank you. Yeah, thank you,
I love
Nims.
having
Really,
these type of.
it's
I mean, I'm blessed in having a lot of these conversations, but I love it. I mean, you heard me. Like I keep interrupting you guys. I can talk about this forever.
I
You
know,
know,
and we
I just
will.
We're
you
listening
know,
forever.
there's no
Yeah, we
limit, right? It's
will. We
just
will.
I could talk about it forever for sure.
I love it. John, would you like to? Do you have any question? Would you like to contribute anything? You're also
Uh,
amazing, so don't stay quiet.
no, I'm just taking it all in. I love the energy. I can feel the energy like you did earlier, floating in it, right? It's like a pool. You just get to kind of go with it and relax in it. And no, it's definitely yeah, I just love how it all comes together. And the truth of just that your other side, your shadow side, is not, it's not a good versus evil thing. It is an extension of you, and it's about marrying that with your light and bringing it together as a unity, not as a one or the other. So I love it, and
Yeah,
that's yeah, that's where I resonate the most right now.
I love it. I love it. And who
Awesome.
decides what's good or bad? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nothing is good or bad unless you decide it's good or bad, and you know, and whatever you believe is true is true. It's perfect, right? You
Oh,
know,
absolutely.
but all elements of you're a powerful being. If you're anyone that's here right now on this planet, I really feel is a powerful being, and you know, the human may still have some challenges to work through. Maybe they're stuck in the 3D, but the soul is meant to be here, and we're so much more than the physical. So, we come with an army, right? We come with all the elements of who we are, our ego, shadow self, dark self, inner child, all this stuff, our past lives. But then you come in with your ancestors, you come with your guides. There's an army of us, right? It's like we don't come as individuals. We come as an energy, as a vibration, and it's just once you start accessing all those bits, it becomes fun. Inner child work, dark night of the soul are all labels, and they're intense. If you're going through a dark night, it does feel like you're alone. It does feel like you're isolated, but you're probably more supported than you ever have been before, but you just can't feel it. But you will over time, and it's just this is a phase. Whatever you're going through, it's a phase. This too shall pass, because our soul's here to expand. Our soul's here to experience. Our soul's here to really, I feel our soul's here to really do three main things. One is to release karma, ancestral and personal. Two is to expand. Our soul wants to expand in whatever way it's been decided before it comes here. And three, I feel like the one and two, our karma and our expansion leads us to whatever we're here to do on the planet. Because if you've been through something painful, I feel like it must be for a reason. And maybe you're meant to guide other people through it. Maybe you're meant to share your story. Maybe, it teaches you something that leads you to a different path. But it's here for a reason. And I always say it's not about your story. And Sidra always used to say, my mentor always used to say, your story doesn't interest me. We'd be like in a session, she'd be like, your story doesn't interest me. I'm like, and somebody's sharing like a really deep emotion, and what she really means is, it's not your story, it's how you respond to what your story is. What has it taught you? What has it expanded you? Because go through your most painful experiences, and if you sit there, if you focus on the painful experience, you're not going to get anywhere. But if you focus on what did that experience teach you, you'll probably find that it really expanded you to a whole different level. Like the grief of, losing both parents and Sidra leaving this realm, I can pinpoint how it impacted my journey and how much it expanded me. Of course, humanly, do I wish they were still here? Yes, of course I do. But do I recognize that my soul contract with them and what it meant? 100%. So go back to your painful experiences and ask, what did they teach me? How did I grow from those experiences? If you're going through something painful now, sit with it and ask, what is it? Because whatever you're going through, your soul picked it. If it's a karmic release, you're here to release karma. If it's a soul expansion, it's something you've chosen to experience in this lifetime, and therefore it's there for a reason. By the way, you can talk to your soul and ask the question, what the heck? Why did we sign up for this, right? Well, you can talk to God. They can all take it, right? Whatever you want to, your guides, and you can get angry at, just don't hold it in. If you want to get angry with your soul and saying, why do we pick this journey, have that conversation for sure. Scream into a pillow, scream into don't hold things in, but again, focus on what it's teaching you rather than the experience itself, if that makes sense. Like I've gone off another tangent, but
I'm
sure.
flowing.
You're
Keep
good.
it going.
Like I said, I
It's
can just keep going. I mean, I'll keep going on
yeah.
whatever you want to.
We're gonna repeat that definitely. I mean, you are so welcome, anytime to join also
I'm
the
more than happy to have
community.
this conversation at any time, wherever
I
you want
I
to
love
go,
it.
because this time is really shifting. We are really shifting. We are going through the biggest shift I feel our planet's ever been through.
Yeah.
You've heard it from so many, people kind of predict a date and all that. I don't really get into the date, but I feel like this shift is the biggest thing we've ever been through as souls, as the planet. I feel like we have more support. Any wisdom we can share, any guidance we can give, we should 100% give it.
It's creating a ripple effect. I
100%.
can feel it. I can feel whenever we have exchange like this, like in this space now. Oh my God, I can feel the expansion. I can feel how
Yeah.
it's like rippling, like
Yeah.
across the universe, across the
100%.
world. So
One
that
word can
makes me,
change everything, right?
yeah, amazing. Amazing. So, Nims, where can people find you?
So I'm available on all socials. My name, if you search my name, I'm not under any secret word or anything. Just search my name, Nimesh Radia. My website is also nimesh-radia.com. You can all the information there. My podcast is a beautiful way to kind of, if you love this sort of conversation, none of my podcast is scripted. It's all channeled. I do one episode with the beautiful co-host Stacey a week, and one with a guest a week. Actually, Anya, I don't know if I've invited you, but you're welcome to be a guest.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's the channel conversation. I don't script anything, so I'm sure
I
you're
love that
comfortable
kind of,
having.
yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
it just
Yeah.
so yeah, it's a beautiful way to connect.
Yeah.
I never know where the podcast is going to go. I do release a monthly message where I channel it through the Akashic Records. So basically, I channel a message for the month to give you insights. That's always a good way to connect with the records. Yeah, so many. I mean, if you're looking for a safe space like this, I have a beautiful membership that I started in December. I realize there's like a big gap between my podcast and kind of working one-to-one. So I introduced the membership as a safe community. I really feel like communities like this one are really important as we move to this next phase. So I do lots of things. So if you're not sure, reach out, book a free discovery call. I can
Yeah,
take you through.
absolutely. Oh my God, I would definitely recommend everyone like at least one session or something, like to be in
Thank
this
you.
space and just to open their Akashic records because like with you,
Let's do
it's
it.
like this was my experience and I just want to tell the world, hey, that was
100%.
amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe it can be
And,
the
and
same
and
for
by the way,
you,
if you
but
want trained on it, if you want to open your own records, I do that too. So reach out.
you're also teaching, like you
Yeah,
are you
100%.
are
Yeah, I'm
trainer.
guiding.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I'm
awesome.
guiding, and I do that at just over 3 sessions. One, you receive a reading like you did. Second, I guide you to open your own records and how that feels. And third,
Hmm.
you open my records. That way, you get to experience all facets and the energies and vibrations of the records. I
Oh,
love doing it because I feel like our soul has a natural connection to the records.
yeah,
We just need to help the human.
amazing. Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna share that. I mean, I'm gonna share the links
Sure.
when I will be posting the videos as well. So we will share all this information in. Oh my gosh! Like, do you have any
Thank
like
you.
closing statement for our beautiful badass souls?
I have so much. I will just remind everybody that look, all the love, all the joy you need is inside you. And if you have a question, the first thing, check in with you. Check in with you because your answers are all in you. You can then go and check AI, Google, whatever else, but you are such a powerhouse. Check with you first. And the thing right now that's really important is self care. Do something for you. Time in nature, time with you. You've changed and shifted so much. You have to get to know this new version of you. So unless you spend time with you, how do you get to know? And the thing I recommend to do that is 10 minutes silence. 10 minutes silence every day. Do it for 21 days. And a lot of people are going to say, I can't sit in silence. Think of it as time for you. If a thought comes in, let it come, let it go. Don't get annoyed. If you sit there for a minute and it's like all of the thoughts, Don't get annoyed with the thought. Let it come, let it go, let it come. And what you'll find over 21 days is your mind will go a little bit quieter and your heart will start to speak more. Your heart's still speaking, but your heart, your ego is so much louder than your intuition. And when you do that, your mind becomes quieter and your intuition becomes a bit louder. And you can listen to you at such a deeper level. There's so many other things I could suggest, but let's leave it there.
So much love. You see, I'm hugging myself like, oh, this is so beautiful.
100%. And love yourself. Whatever the question, the answer is always love. Fall in love with you, 100%.
Beautiful. Thank you, Nims. Thank you. We all love you. And I cannot wait to talk to you again, to exchange this magic again. Thank you, April, John, for showing up.
Nice to meet you guys. Thank you.
Yay. And have a beautiful, beautiful day, evening, wherever you are. And let's let's keep ruffle the feathers, or how they say it. Like let's ruffle some feathers together.
Let's rock this world, Let's
exactly.
Let's be the Let's
love you.
People. I love you all. Sending everyone so much love and light. Thank you.
Thank you.